guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete, and obviously we have a performance sedan that I feel a lot of people sleep on. What are we talking about? We're talking about this car right here. This is a Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing. But before we get into this twin turbocharged rear-wheel drive performance sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. So you heard correctly. I'm a firm believer. A lot of people sleep on this Blackwing. They kind of overlook it. Of course, one of the main reasons is because everybody yearns for the CT5-V Blackwing, the bigger brother, because it has that supercharged V8 power pack punch. Well, guess what? Even though this is the smaller brother to that car, you're still getting twin turbocharged power, choice of a manual transmission or a 10-speed automatic, and that rear wheel driving experience that only Cadillac could bring. And it's fascinating because the V Series family has been around since 2003, if you could believe that. It all started with the CTS-V. Today, you do have the Blackwings, and we can't forget that Escalade V. But what I want to find out is this CT4-V Blackwing the must-have, smaller size performance sedan? Why don't we go ahead? Let's dive into ours and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, I love the proportions to the 4V Blackwing. I think the only way it could get better for me is if they had offered it in a two-door. Now, if you know your V-Series Cadillac history, you would know that on the previous generation, the ATS-V, that was available as a two-door or a four-door. So kind of sad this is only available as a four-door. Now, Nitro Yellow, not necessarily my first color choice for this car, but it does look pretty darn good in the Florida sun. Now, at the front of the business, you're gonna see that signature Cadillac style with its lighting. And if you compare this to a new 2025 version, that has a refreshed front end that a lot of people are on the fence about. This has that front end from the start, LED headlight, that awesome waterfall LED signature daytime running lamp and turn signal. And then you'll also notice our functional ducts on the corner here are air inlets that's gonna allow cool air for the brakes, for the heat exchangers, and also for aerodynamics. This is that carbon flash metallic, which has a nice kind of metallic sparkle to it. A little bit of design, which I'm okay with. I personally would have liked to have seen this all opened up, but I'm okay with the way they styled it. And then you'll notice the gloss black splitter on the lower corner extending out. Actually, it's carbon flash metallic. That's the one cool thing about GM products, is you think that it's just gloss black like a lot of other brands, but it's carbon flash metallic. It's got a nice metal sparkle to it. But let me know if you're a fan of this particular front end or the refresh for 2025. Now, as we come across that front grille, you have that V Series grille design. You see how they etched all those lines in each of the crests? That's to help draw more cool air through the grille. You have, of course, that iconic Cadillac badge. And if you've been paying attention with your eyeballs, it's showing you celebrating over 20 years of the V-Series lineup from Cadillac. Down below, you're gonna have fully functional grille as well. Behind there are the intercoolers, because this is a twin turbocharged intercooled V6, but don't let that scare you away. I even love the way they have the functional air intakes as you move inward closer to that bottom center grille. But the way they do their V-Series grille really gives it that signature look that goes all the way back to 2003. And just a little bit of carbon flash metallic. I think it looks fantastic on this Nitro Yellow. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. There is an additional carbon fiber aero package that you could get as well. This one, unfortunately, does not have it. If you do get it, this 4V Blackwing actually has more downforce than any other Cadillac, more front-end downforce than any other Cadillac, production Cadillac that's been produced. So kind of cool little fun fact. Now, as you rise up, I love that bold, strong hood. You got the bulge in the center, rises up, goes all the way towards the windshield. And with the Nitro Yellow, you could see the crisp Cadillac lines. Coming around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. I'm digging these wheels. 18-inch wheel, so don't expect a 20-inch wheel on this thing. 18-inch wheel. You'll notice the gunmetal metallic gray 6-piston Brembo calipers with the V badging. You even get the V embossed in the wheel with some laser etching. Now, wrapped around this performance vehicle is you're going to get some performance tires. These are Steven's favorite. Michelin Pilot Sport Forest tires. Tires up front are 255 on the width, 35 series sidewall, and it may be strange to have only 18-inch wheels. You know, once upon a time, 18-inch wheels were huge. Now they're not big anymore, but it is going to allow you to find a variety of tire options that maybe you wouldn't be able to do on other size wheels. Those brake rotors, 2-piece Brembo brake rotors, are 15.7 inches in diameter up front and over 13 inches in diameter out back. But like I said, the color of the wheel with the Nitro Yellow, it's really working for me. Now, as we come down the side, I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around and show you that nice fender venting to help draw the air down the side of the vehicle, and our V-Series badge with that additional Blackwing badge to let people know, hey, this is the real deal performance sedan. No sunroof, I'm okay with that on this particular one. Color matched on the door handle, on the mirror caps and the door handles. And then you'll notice that additional side skirt arrow that's carbon flash metallic that extends out. Even the way they do this indentation on the side, it just looks freaking fantastic. Coming towards the rear, like I said, rear wheel drive, you have an electronic limited slip diff and this performance traction control management system that is gonna make you feel like you're in a freaking race car because it works with you and not against you to get the power to the ground. But out back, you're looking at 275 on the width, 35 series sidewall, and then you'll notice that we have our nice large calipers in the back as well with the V-Series badging. They didn't go cheap on brakes on this car, that's for sure, because it's all about the balance. You got the Magnetic Ride 4.0 suspension. With those brakes and with the performance, you just wait until we hit the twisty bits. Now, as we come around the back, you have a large carbon flash metallic trunklet spoiler. If you get the carbon package, this would be full carbon fiber and it does extend even further. Love the taillights, oh my God. And I don't know if you hear the sirens in the background. Those are the BMW and the Audi owners that are having heart attacks because they know what the performance of this car is. Cadillac badge, love the way they did the rear trunklet, everything painted. V Blackwing, and then my favorite part at the back is when you drop it to ground level, you got this awesome rear diffuser area, and then that quad tip exhaust. Of course, it's a GM performance exhaust. You can make it quiet and keep everybody guessing, or you could open her up and let this CT4-V Blackwing sing. Since we're talking about singing, me, let's go pop the hood and see what makes the music. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. Not the sexiest engine cover, but you know what? I've seen worse. We got the V-Series badge not only on the engine cover, but also underneath the hood as well. And then you'll see that very special air box for this engine. What are we looking at? We're looking at that 3.6 liter twin turbo V6, 472 horsepower, 445 pound-feet of torque, 6-speed manual, Tremec, or ours is mated to a 10-speed auto. I know, I'm sad as well. 0 to 60 with the automatic 3.8 seconds, quarter mile in 12.2 seconds at 114 miles an hour. Top speed, you ready for this one? A tick under 190. That's crazy. 189 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs 3,904 pounds. MPGs, 16 in the city, 24 on the highway. So nice to see. Like I said, it may not have a V8, but GM knows turbocharged performance engines, and I love all the bracing that they do to stiffen up the front end of the vehicle. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this turbocharged, twin turbocharged engine up and hear it sing. All right, guys, we're inside this 2024 Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing. Like I said, it's kind of good to be able to showcase this one because there's some people not liking the changes that they made to the CT5V, CT4V, and the Blackwings for 2025. Now, I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, Joe, I want a performance sedan and I don't need a big car. I don't want a big car. And to be honest with you, I feel like the V8, I love it, but I'm just not going to be able to use the power. This sounds better for my needs. And of course, I want to be able to do a track day here and there. How much is it? Asking price for this one is $69,000. Let's see what you get when you go Blackwing. To the door panels. Love all the nice soft touch material, the contrast stitching. You have the AKG reference premium sound system. There is some gloss black, actually it's carbon flash metallic, around the switchgear, but it's nothing too crazy, but you are going to get some fingerprints. And then the door pocket is large enough to where you could easily get, I would say, probably 4 chalupas and a bottle of Pepsi to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, I like the stitching. It would be nice to have a Blackwing badge for the passenger to feel special when they're riding with you. As you come on in, you have the older 8-inch infotainment system. It doesn't bother me one bit. It is the older system, but easy to use. And do we really need to have big size movie drive-in screens in your car? I don't see a purpose to it. Now, just like the other Blackwings, you have V mode, and that allows you to make all the adjustments, including the performance traction management system. That's very important. Let me throw it into reverse. Backup camera is super clear. You got your trajectory. We can see Steven's Subaru back there, his Crosstrek. He's loving it. Working your way down, you have nicely integrated AC vents, metal toggle switches for your dual climate control. And then we have heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That's a little bit of a bummer. Obviously, it's an option to get the ventilated seats. Wireless charging. The sad news for me is this has the 10-speed automatic. Great transmission. The 6-speed Tremec is way better. Carbon fiber. You got your direct drive control knob, an actual volume knob, which is nice. Your mode selector button. You can even drop a phone in there as well if it's a little tiny Samsung flip phone. I open this up. There's a USB-C, a USB-A, a 12-volt, and there's felt lining in here. So you know how when you were dating your girlfriend in high school and then she left you for the captain of the football team and broke your heart, but you kept her class ring, even though the parents tried to take you to court to get the class ring back? You could keep the class ring in here and it's not going to get scratched. I never saw a purpose for class rings. I remember my mom was like, are we going to get you a class ring? I'm like, save your money, Mom. I don't want a class ring. Steven is really into class rings. He's got to wear his every day, and I got to look at it, so that's what I get. Seats, the leather, very simple, but it's okay. The stitching, power assist for the passenger, of course. Power assist for the driver, and this one doesn't have a sunroof. Boo-hoo-hoo, ka-choo. I don't like sunroofs. I just don't. I never use them. It lets in too much extra heat, and down the road, they could leak. But why don't you come over here? I want to show you behind the business end of this Blackwing. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings. We have the V badge to welcome you every time you open up the door, and that aluminum sill plate, and then a pedal box right out of Cadillac's GTP race car. Aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. I'm just missing the clutch. My left foot's going to be sad when we go on throttle. You do have all your seat controls, easy to get to. And then, of course, even though this is the smaller brother, you still have lots of room in here. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room. Steering wheel, nice, clean leather. You got the crisscross applesauce stitching, even some stitching on the horn button. That's the nice touch. And then metal paddles to go up and down the 10-speed automatic. Plus, it's an electric tilting and telescoping wheel, and you have that 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Love it with that tack in the center. Look at that. Oh, starting to get excited. Oh. And, of course, you can option in a head-up display, but this one doesn't have it. Let's go ahead, though. Let's get in the back seat and see where your passengers are going to be yakety-yakking as you're going through the twisty bits on your favorite road in this Blackwing. All right, guys, backseat time. It's a little tight getting in, but once you're in like Flynn because there's plenty of headroom. They get the headliner way up. Backs of the seats, you do have nice pockets. Put a couple issues of Mad Magazine back there. 2 AC vents, and you do have, what's here, a 12 volt, which is nice. The one thing you gotta, that's kind of crazy is look how high the tunnel is here for the drive shaft. That's pretty insane. And there is a seatbelt for a middle passenger. I would hate to be that person, because it'd be like you're riding a pony. Sitting here though, once you get in, like I said, it's comfy. You can even make it more comfy by pulling this nice soft armrest with 2 cup holders. Let's get in the trunk, because I want to go on throttle in this 4V Blackwing. All right guys, time to get in the trunk. It's actually not too shabby, even though this is a smaller vehicle. You are going to get about 13 cubic feet of space. I love how low the cargo floor is. You still have your usability to fold down the rear seat, 60-40 split. We also do have our Twinkie holder here. This was made for the Nürburgring so that the drivers could have their Twinkies with them, since this is like a Twinkie colored CT4-V Blackwing. But it's not about the trunk. It's not even really about the Twinkies at the end of the day. It's about the on throttle. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Put that Twinkie in your mouth and let's go. All right guys, we're in it to win it inside this CT4-V Blackwing. Don't let the V6 twin turbocharged power make you think that this is not one heck of an amusement park ride, especially because of the bigger brother with the supercharged V8s. We're gonna go ahead and go on throttle. You ready? On throttle, here we go, yeah! So with the launch control, it gets the power to the ground very, very effectively from a dead stop. I'm using the metal paddles to go through the 10-speed. You got a nice large gear indicator on those Brembo brakes, baby. And that's the thing, is the 10-speed is a really, really great transmission. It's just this car is way more fun and way more engaging, of course, with the Tremec 6-speed manual, especially because with the manual you have no lift shift. But with this, like I said, having the paddles that are metal to go up and down the 10-speed, you're gonna have the fastest 0 to 60, that's for sure. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Nice and balanced. Gotta pop out of the exhaust every time you shift. And then it sheds speed like a freaking American bulldog sheds hair. And this thing is a bulldog. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. And it just looks the part, man. I recommend getting the Aero package. I think just from a styling standpoint, it looks even better, but from a functionality standpoint, like I said, it provides the most downforce of any Cadillac, even more than the 5V Blackwing. And that is gonna make, you live by some twisty roads, ho ho, you are gonna carve those corners like a Thanksgiving Day turkey. But let's go do a slow roll together. I like rolls with some butter, right? On throttle, here we go. Man, it gets the power down so well. On the brakes, here we go. Look at this, yeah. Great sound. Getting some rumbles out the back. Man. Even though these aren't the really sexy performance spec seats with the carbon backs and all that, they're still gonna hold you in really well. And these seats, let's be honest, are gonna be better for daily driving. It's gonna be more comfortable, but it still holds you into place super well. The steering communication is exactly what you want. I know there's a lot of BMW fans and Audi fans saying, I want my all-wheel drive. I'll tell you, man, you may think you do, but you really don't. It's nice not having the extra weight of an all-wheel drive system, and the engine revs a lot more freely compared to a all-wheel drive powered vehicle, because obviously the power is just going to the rear wheels. Give it to me. She just loves the dance. She just loves the dance, and the twistier the road, the better. If we were going down the tail of the dragon, 318 turns and 11 miles, I'll take one of these over a 5V Blackwing any day. And I'll see you at the Tennessee line, because the Dragon is in between North Carolina and Tennessee, if you didn't know that. Even dogs like the car. I mean, they're jumping for joy. You ready? On throttle! That's second gear, by the way. On those brakes, look at this. Oh, yeah, yeah! Love the way the traction control system works with you, not against you. And it's just so laser precise. I mean, I'm not even freaking like gorilla gripping the steering wheel, and it just feels so good how quickly this thing changes directions. Let's do a U-turn real quick here. See how that goes. Not too, almost did it. There's a curb there. I don't want to obviously curb one of these wheels, so unfortunately we had to back it up a little bit, but still not too bad. You ready? On throttle. Yes. Thank you. Oh my God. Feels really, really fantastic. Watch this on the brakes. 2 downshifts. It's like 2 scoops of freaking Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loops. I feel like a Fruit Loop right now because it just makes you want to do bad things. The twistier the road, the faster you want to go, and this thing really just goes with you so nicely. It's like you're exiting a corner, the rear end comes out just enough to square it off, and you feel like you're in control the whole time. That's the pleasure in the 4V Blackwing, is that you have just enough power to be fast, but you have just enough power to get it to the ground. And the car works with you so well. I miss a manual transmission right about now. If I was downshifting, oh, you'd be hearing a lot more noises out of me, that's for sure. On throttle! Breathe the throttle a little bit. Quick upshift. And she pulls all the way to red line. Look at this. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my, it sounded like a machine gun just went off behind me. That was the freaking GM Performance exhaust. We got to get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. I hope you enjoyed this one. This car's a lot of fun. But I'll see you in a split second. Hey guys, another great day in so many ways here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. Definitely got to thank Miro and the rest of the crew getting us access to this Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing. Now it's your turn. Let me know. Are you thinking that this is the one to own? If you're looking for a smaller size performance sedan, very curious to see what you have to say in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Got to give it up to the Flood, man. He's bringing the heat. He's wearing this weight belt around his body because he's just getting stronger each and every day. I think his goal is to be as strong as the Hulk, just not green. So thank you, Steven, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.